Roji Beverly Hills magazine presents In the World of Art. Hey Artie, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Artist to artist. I think it'd be cool if you would help me interview some of these artists. Because this episode is the interview episode.
I would love that. I would love to interview the artists here at the Beverly Hills Arts Show. I'm just having such an amazing time meeting such incredible creatives from all around LA and California and even the nation and the world. And when you talk to them, they're so down to earth, and it is fascinating to learn about their artistic creativity.
Let's go do it. Let's go do it.
Let's go talk to them. Come with us. So I'm Arti Chopra, and I'm here at the Beverly Hills Arts Show, and we're here with incredible artists from Inglewood, Peyton the artist,
Peyton Euriah.
Peyton Euriah.
Formerly known as Peyton the Artist.
Formerly known as Peyton the Artist. Yeah. Those of us who were in the Prince era know what that means. Yeah. She has these beautiful, just intoxicating paintings with eyes that will draw you in and draw in your interpretation of her artwork. So let's talk to Peyton and find out more about her inspiration. Peyton, welcome and congratulations. You're moving mountains today. We've been watching people come to you, see your artwork, and be wowed and give you offers you're not expecting.
Definitely not expecting. Yeah.
How long have you been coming here to the Beverly Hills Art Show?
So this is my second year.
Okay.
This happens twice a year.
Okay.
So this will be my third time.
Okay.
Yes.
What has your experience been?
So the Beverly Hills Art Show has opened so many doors for me.
Awesome.
Especially as a professional artist. This time last year, it was my first time here as an artist. Before that, I had been coming as a visitor since I was 9 years old.
Oh, wow. So you've been really curating and honing your artist, vision to maybe, since a child, not knowing where you'd end up here today.
I just
How
knew that
incredible is that?
I loved coming here because I would always leave so inspired and feeling so, just like a warm feeling in my spirit, knowing that this was attainable.
And now you're inspiring other people who are in awe and wowed by your artwork.
And I still feel like that little kid that was attending, all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
You're creating such layered pieces. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the essence of your artwork?
Okay. So the overall theme of my artwork focuses on introspection and the different stages of growth that we go through as humans. Mm-hmm. So the spiritual, the mental, the emotional, and all the different transitions that we go through, all the different cycles we go through. And so with that said, I like to focus on people. Mm-hmm. And I like to paint portraits of people's faces usually. Mm-hmm. I'll do full body portraits as well that are figurative and that show more movement, but faces are my thing because you can really see what people are feeling and going through in their faces, and in people's faces you can see time and how it's worn on them.
Yep.
You can see in their eyes just what they're going through.
Yep.
And even though each piece has their own significant meaning, people will often come up to me and tell me what the piece means to them.
Yes.
In a specific moment of their life, and it'll almost be spot on with the original meaning of the piece is.
This has been a phenomenal process to watch. I've been watching other people interpreting your artwork, me included, and we're finding things that you said you would never know to find. But the artist is the art. The interpretation is in the eye of the beholder.
Exactly.
And you are doing massive pieces, 72 inch by 72 inch, which is 6 foot by 6 foot pieces. I mean, these are not small installations you're doing. And you've got them on the outside of your tent, but then you were going to do a live painting as well.
Yes.
Tell us what just happened. You were about to do a live painting about an hour ago, but something phenomenal just happened, which is, I think, testament to this art show. Tell us about that.
So I was going to continue working on a painting that's outside of this tent right now, which was going to be it was a rendition of an existing piece that I already have titled Neglected. And I'm painting that piece again, but in blue. And just now, two collectors
And it's an
just walked
unfinished.
up.
It's
It's an unfinished piece.
According to the artist,
According to me,
piece.
it's a very unfinished piece, very much so. But two collectors just walked up out of the blue, and one of them said, "I want the piece just as is," and I thought that they were joking.
Hey guys, we have that interview. We'll show it.
Oh, yeah.
She
yeah.
really wanted
so,
And I kept asking her, "Are you sure?"
it. Yeah.
We were
Are you
there
sure?
to witness it.
Yeah, I was like, "Are you sure?" And I told her exactly why I was asking her, because I'm insecure about my unfinished work. I'm a perfectionist. I want my paintings to be represented at their best, and their best to me is when they're finished. But then again, like you were saying,
It's in the eye of the beholder,
You know,
right?
Peyton, I'm getting goosebumps as you're talking because I was there. I filmed
yeah,
it, right?
Yeah.
When a collector like that wants your work undone,
Undone.
that's history right there.
And what else
That
did she
means-
say? What
yeah.
else did she say? Repeat what she said. Repeat what she said.
Well, first off, when it comes to unfinished work, it's unfinished to who?
Right.
To who?
Yeah.
To me, it might be in a very imperfect state, but she said imperfect. Basically, she said imperfect should
Yeah.
be perfection.
Right. Right.
And we shouldn't be, when something doesn't check all 10 boxes off and only checks off 8, we should be focusing on the 8 that have been checked off, and how those things are still beautiful. And so,
And she was just told that after today, after what just happened with these two art collectors, that she will not need to do art shows anymore. She'll go straight to museum gallery showings. We are witness to this, and that's why we needed to capture this interview with Peyton. I think our jaw is still on the floor.
I don't know. I'm
from what we just witnessed.
I feel like
How
I
are
need
you
to
feeling?
wake. I feel like I need to wake up from.
Wake up! It's real. You need to be pinched.
As I'm behind the camera and I got goosebumps.
She needs to be
I'm not being
pinched.
pinched. Started up.
It's real. We heard it. We saw it. She's that quality and that caliber, and it's very exciting to see a woman of color, young woman of color artist,
Yes.
get this type of recognition, hard work. How long have you been a painter for? How many years of your life have you been painting?
I've been working as a professional artist for the past 4 years, but
You wouldn't
I've been
know
an artist
by
my
what
whole
she's
life.
creating.
I've been painting and drawing and sculpting and creating fashion design since I could write. But
Amazing.
I didn't know that I was going to pursue art as a professional career until 4 years ago. And the reason why I started 4 years ago was because I had a life-changing experience when I went to Venice, Italy, for an artist residency program at my college, or that my college was hosting. And I went during the year of the 58th biannual Venice Biennale. And when I went and witnessed all of that art being represented by 98 countries from around the world,
Oh my goodness.
I knew immediately. So art is not just something people do. This is
Right.
a way of life, and the fact that people are
This is
representing
a
their own
passion.
countries. These
People
are art.
dedicate themselves to.
Yeah.
It's real good.
So-
It's real good that people now want to buy and collect it, so there's money, right? Because at the end of the day,
artists, these would not be a starving
Yeah,
artist
and
right
there
here.
you go.
will not be a starving artist.
Starving artist after what we just witnessed
Yep,
with Peyton the
yeah.
artist, and this
Yeah.
is pretty earth-moving, earth-shattering. And there's if we invest in art, art will invest in us as human beings. Art will give back.
all-
Do you believe that?
Art always
Art gives back.
And
But we have to
it's-
invest in art. Don't cut
Yeah.
art programs.
Stop it.
In this state, Governor, do not cut artist programs.
We'll be
Please.
doing humanity a disservice.
Major disservice, yeah.
Yeah,
because
because
art is everything. Art is all
Art is
around
what? The
us.
art is life.
Art
the
is
nature
essence.
around us is art.
Is all art.
You cutting down trees and trying to shut down natural forests, all that is art.
Yes.
Stop.
And you can curate, and sculpt and mold like nature, but there's a beauty in the jungliness of nature, just like there's beauty in unfinished art like what
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
wanted to finish it, but someone said, nope, you're done. You don't need to do another art show. We're taking this, and you're going straight to museum gallery showings. Wait, what just happened with this 180-degree shift? You're about to finish that painting in a
Yeah.
live painting like an
Yeah.
hour ago.
Yeah.
And then the earth shifted.
It's interesting because usually, like I was waiting on my dad to bring the painting, to bring the canvas over here. Waiting for about 3 hours, and I was like, what is taking so long? And by the time they brought it here, I was already kind of, I was a little bit tired from, socializing and stuff. And not to say that I wasn't gonna get up and eventually continue painting, but I let another hour go by by the time it got here. And when that hour went by, they came, and that happened.
And how did all this happen? Let's talk about your support system.
My support
Do you have a
system-
support system that is
Yes.
enabled this? And tell us all about that, because I have been
Yes.
witnessing this as well. Tell us, this is so amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
All right.
We're back.
okay.
Typical LA. Typical LA.
Yep.
Action.
Welcome to the
Yeah.
streets of LA.
Yep.
Even Beverly Hills.
Yep. Beverly Hills action for you.
Yeah. So tell
Um,
us about
my family.
how you've been able to make all this happen. This
So-
doesn't happen without support. Tell us about your
None
support
of
system.
this would be here or be possible without my family. My family is my team, literally. And there have been so many times where I felt like I needed to give up because I was in my career felt stagnant, or I felt like I was backpedaling, or I felt like I was costing the people who had invested in me it's just so much. And I had never been the one to ask
This is
for
not
handouts.
cheap. This is not cheap.
Pursuing art is not cheap.
Pursuing art is not cheap. That's, yeah.
And when I started really pursuing this professionally, I didn't know how to ask for help financially because I didn't know what that looked like. So when I had family that was willing to invest in me with a snap of a finger because they saw something,
Yeah.
it just really motivated me to keep going. And then again,
Amazing.
there were times where I
Kudos
felt
to
like
the
giving up.
family.
Kudos
Go
to the family.
family.
Yeah, we get to
Yes.
talk
Go
with mom in a
family.
bit.
Yes. And there were, again, I've had multiple times where I felt like giving up, and at least one family member out of my entire village with
Love it.
all of
village.
them, each of them,
Takes a village.
each of them have individually at one point said, no, you don't get to give up.
Wow.
And not because they want to enslave me to this thing, but because they said, we have invested too much in you because we believe in you, probably more than than you believe in yourself.
Yep.
And so when you have people that believe in you more than you, it changes your perspective.
Correct.
Because now you realize this is not just about me.
Yeah.
They see something spiritual in a way about
Very much
the work
so.
that I do.
Very much so.
And when you have a family that's backing you and that believes in your gift, then there's no excuse but to keep moving forward.
All right, so who do we have here?
Hi, my name is Allison Burnett. I'm Peyton Burnett's mom, and we're out here supporting her today in the artwork at the Beverly Hills Arts Show.
Nice. So that piece of hers is sold. This one.
This is called.
This one got sold already.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. She was
Right?
talking about it.
Technically sold.
It's sold.
She wants
likes
it real
like
bad.
It is.
She's
Yeah.
calling me at 5 to work out everything.
Wow. So
Okay,
I have tears.
so mom, so what is it like ending up with an artist like Peyton? What was the
Wow.
process of creating? Because there was work to raise her, to encourage her, to discipline her, all the things that you would have to do as a mother to then now have an artist like Peyton on your hands. What was that process like?
I will say it's taught my husband and I a lot of lessons about ourselves, about life, about people. Made us stronger in our faith because we are definitely believers. And like I say, she wasn't supposed to be here. She was a gift. I wasn't supposed to have children, but God had other plans. So we're very grateful. She's been through a lot. Good, bad, Can I mention bullying? Things like
Yeah,
that.
we're gonna
Bullying
get to
and
talk to bullying, okay.
in high school, middle school, elementary, because she was different. You know, she had a gift and she didn't
When
blend
you said
in.
different, how different? What was that difference?
She has standards, things that she wasn't going to bow down to.
Okay.
We taught her, I'll say old school, right?
Okay.
Keep your head on you. You don't do everything that everybody else is doing. And so because of that, it caused people to not want to be friends. And you know how kids are when they're little.
I'm sure they want to be friends now.
Oh, they want to be friends now, yes. And now we smile.
Yeah,
Yes, it is. Some of them have come back and it's like nothing ever happened. So.
Oh yeah. It's interesting how people ignore you, treat you bad, but when you're up there, they come as if nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
There are people who owe you money will pretend as though they're...
Thank you. Right. But you know, it's interesting because the scars for her are healed through this. And so she wasn't painting as a child. We used to let them scribble on things and do things like that. But she started to play music and, you know, just enjoy the arts. But she didn't show signs of being able to be artistic like that, I'd say, till middle school, high school. But she was doing fashion design, drawing gowns and beautiful clothing. So her high school counselor introduced her to Marist College in upstate New York in Poughkeepsie. We'd never heard of it. She went and visited many other colleges. We went around, never saw that school. And so but she said, I feel like I'm supposed to be there. So we let her go. Our first day visiting was the first day of school. And they had an amazing fashion design department, right? And so it was great. First year, she loved it. And then she walked into that art department and she called us and said,
the lights came on.
Something hit her, and she said, I think I want to change my major.
Okay, what did you say to that?
We said, okay.
Really?
But she was
I
like,
mean, there was no objection from you as mother,
well, you know
dad?
what? Because they're still similar. It's in the art.
Oh, okay.
So she was drawing.
They're also both artists, so they understood.
So we get it.
Oh, okay.
You know, it wasn't like she went into sociology or something.
And I initially was thinking about changing my major to a business degree because I thought maybe people would take me more seriously.
Yeah.
And that one, Mom would have said no.
Well, and their advice to me was not to do that because they said I would ruin my life.
Yeah. Because the artistic ability was there, we just didn't understand what it would become. So when she changed and got into the department and was then mentored by one of her now mentors, Professor Ed Smith, literally changed her life. First semester of sophomore year, she went to Asia to study that international business.
That was my second semester.
Was it second semester?
Yeah, second semester, sophomore year.
So we didn't know. She went to Asia, and then she's traveling around Asia to fulfill the international business minor. But it takes you then, right? Right. You're sitting with the CEO. I have mine. This is you. CEO of McDonald's, and then 2 weeks later.
I have mine. This is you.
Yeah.
So you touched the artist's hand, that precious hand. Did you see how you moved those hands?
I did.
Oh yeah, mother. What do you think about that, right? Mother moving your hands like that. This is great artist.
I'm sorry, I keep moving away because I'm trying to get space, and you keep moving closer.
Okay, this is mom's moment right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because humans, we don't come in a vacuum.
No.
Everything we are, we become good or bad, comes from the people who are involved in our lives as we're grown up.
Right. Yeah.
And so definitely for Peyton to stand here as this artist in Beverly Hills, the world is looking at her. People are buying her art right now. So that was great work on your side, you and your husband.
Yeah.
So I want to say thank you for that, because it takes great people, great parents to raise great families and great children.
Our thing was have standards, stick to them. It doesn't matter what the world is telling you. You have to have standards and moral for yourself, and know that what is right is right. And so with that comes the gift. We didn't know she was doing anything like this till graduation of college.
And you're not your own God. You have to realize that you didn't create yourself.
No.
You didn't give yourself the gifts that you have.
Not at all.
And even though they might have been inherited through family, they had to have gotten it from somewhere too.
We're accountable to
There
him.
is a God.
That's right.
Amen to that.
Yep.
Well, thank you very much, Mom.
Thank you. You're welcome.
We're going to go talk with Peyton now.
Yes, beautiful mom and daughter.
Tell me about it.
I know. I'll take this off. Look.
for beautiful mom and for beautiful daughter. I love this. Okay.
Okay, so let's talk with Peyton now, okay?
Let's do Peyton. Oh my God. And the subject of her paintings, a lot of them are children. So you can just only imagine the emotion that she's putting in to bring these images, just literally just the facial features only, not even the full head or the full face, just the features. Imagine she's bringing them to life and the interpretation that draws people in to what she's portraying, and then they come up with their own meaning and their own feeling, and then they come and take an unfinished piece and they say this is museum gallery work.
Literally. Yes.
Yeah.
This painting behind you guys, I don't
Yes.
see that, but her eyes.
Yes.
Explain this painting.
So this painting is titled The Overcomer.
Okay.
And the reason why I
Amazing.
named her The Overcomer was because, well, I actually know this person personally. Excuse me. And when while I was creating this piece, every time I create a piece, it's very spiritual. I'm very tuned in with God, because I believe that when you're practicing a discipline, it's the perfect time for God to speak to you, because you're not focused on anything else, and God has your attention right then and there. So God can deal with you about things that are in your spirit that He wants to bring to your attention, that He probably couldn't if you were busy and inundated with life, you know. And so with this one, I was painting the experience of someone else who was overcoming a lot in her life. But little did I know, and this is what usually happens when I paint something. When I'm painting the experiences of others and not just my own, God is bringing it right back to me and saying, no, you're dealing with the same thing. So don't try and, fix the speck in somebody else's eye without fixing the speck in your own.
So what's that?
So this
That's
is
look at
this
this.
is a girl, right?
So this is a girl, and she's
Okay.
looking up and out
Yeah.
instead of like forward or anywhere else, because to overcome means that you are looking above,
I see.
continuing to evolve and to move up and elevate despite what you're going through.
Interesting. Wow.
And so it's
Beautiful.
interesting. There's certain
Beautiful.
elements in this. If you can see already. I mix realism with abstraction, and so it's just something that I decided to pair together randomly. There was no real what do you call it? There intention in why I mixed the two styles together. It just felt good. But when people look at pieces like The Overcomer, or like Neglected, the boy,
Yeah.
they always find something new in
Yes.
it that I didn't see was there originally. And like, for example, you would ask me in Neglected why certain elements were placed in certain places.
Yeah.
And I had no intention for them being there, and you had applied meaning to them.
I did.
That were very legit
I did.
to the positioning.
Yeah.
People do the same thing with pieces like The Overcomer. And like the shapes in the eyes and how the gold is running down the face.
Yeah.
People thought it was a gold
from
tear.
the top. And look at that.
And people thought it was her crying gold tears.
Right.
And one other thing I wanted to point out, Peyton, in the paintings of yours that I've seen, they're all paintings of very young looking children type of features and faces and images. So she's bringing us back to the innocence that is being tainted, and there's distress, they're overcoming trauma, challenges, they're neglected, but there's hope. They're looking up, not looking down. There's hope, which is why this one is gold instead of red, bloody tears. But the subjects all are very young-looking children's facial features, and that is what's standing out to me about most of the paintings of yours that I've
Well,
seen.
it's
So I'm
interesting
just
because all these people range in terms of like the age group, and I actually paint a lot of young men and boys as well. These just happen to be mostly women because the paintings of the guys are in a gallery right now. But
amazing.
But I really wanted to show people that we are all going through the same things, and that we are more interconnected than we think, and that no one's personal experience of rock bottom is so unique and so isolated that they should feel alone. or like that no one else is going through it.
We're all going through the same traumas together. We're just sprouting at different times. But what I say is we're all connected underground by the roots.
Exactly.
And if we come back to our roots and we come back to the essence of being human, that is what painting and her paintings and art in general, you know, really.
That's what they're about.
That's the message it gives.
Yeah.
That we're all human. And art is an expression of being human.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Peyton. This has been
the last
so
thing I do want to add regarding materials. So these are all oil paintings, and I also include natural pigments that I mix with solvents to turn into paints.
Wow.
Is that what you have back there?
Yeah. Right
Let's
here.
walk and see that.
And then I also have they're all 24 karat gold foil. And
Oh,
all
wow.
pieces. And all of my 24
Beautiful.
karat gold foil is sourced from Venice, Italy.
Oh my goodness. No wonder it's got a very beautiful thin foil finish to it. And it stands out because of it. And that is what stood out to me in your other painting was the gold foil on the gray strip.
Yeah. And the reason why I continue and will always source my my gold foil from Italy, or specifically Venice, was because that was the place that gave me the courage to come out as an artist.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. There's a story behind everything. Even the materials are so intentionally sourced and used and placed. And then look at the magic you're creating. Oh my gosh, we feel very blessed and very, very fortunate
just by you guys.
to, you know, be art appreciators, but also creatives and artists ourselves and appreciating and supporting other artists.
Yes.
Especially women of color.
I know.
Young women of color. Love it.
Here we're
Thank
locked
you.
in.
Thank you from Rosie Beverly Hills Digital Magazine and your interviewer and host, Arti Chopra. Yes. And first time we're interviewing you will not be the last time. Next time it'll be in a museum gallery showing, from what she's been told by some high-end art collectors. We're happy to be a witness. Thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you,
Very
guys.
proud of you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Oh, you guys are awesome.